I just can't get it right. I'm Uwa, I'm a first year medical student at the University of Nottingham, and welcome back to my channel. So first of all, I feel like I'm always saying something about the camera, but I have to apologise for this awful angle. I left my normal camera at Nottingham because I knew I had another one at home, but that other one was just honestly, everything went wrong. It's my second time filming this video, so hopefully this time it's going to be okay. But anyway, let's get on with the video. So also with the background, I'm at home because it's Christmas tomorrow. Yeah, it's Christmas Eve today. I don't really feel very Christmassy. This video is probably going to be out in the new year or closer to the new year because I've got some other videos which I'm probably going to post before this one. I'm in my sister's room and she's a third year student and she's working on her dissertation and she's got exams next month. So yeah, good luck to my sister with those. In this video, I'm going to be debunking medical school myths. I asked on my Instagram for you guys to tell me some medical school myths that you've heard of. I don't know if I did that right, myths. Some medical school myths that you've heard of, and I got quite a few responses. I'm going to be going through some of those now. I've only been in med school for a semester, I don't know what everything there is to know, and it's based on my own experience so far and just things that I've been thinking of. It's just really a bit of fun and something a bit different for my channel. So yeah, let's get on with the video and let's debunk those medical school myths. One last thing before we get started, if you're not already, be sure to follow me on Instagram at uwaisibor.com_, and before you leave here, hit subscribe and turn on your post notifications so you never miss out on one of my uploads. These were on my Instagram, but of course I'm using my phone right now, and for once I actually planned this video, so I'm going to be reading the questions off my iPad. If you've not already watched my iPad video on how I use my iPad to make notes in med school, head over to the link somewhere on the screen and check that out. Let's finally get on with the video. The first two myths I'm going to be debunking are quite similar to each other, and honestly I expected to get these ones. So firstly, all study, no fun, and secondly, med students don't have time for anything. And I'm going to say that both of those are wrong. There is plenty of time for fun and to do what you want and to enjoy your uni experience. You just have to learn how to organise your time. Yes, there is a very heavy workload, but to be honest, this goes for whatever you do, whatever subject you may be studying or wherever you're working, just whatever you do in life, you have to learn to strike that work-life balance and just be able to manage your time well enough so that you can work hard and you can also play hard. As a med student, you are trained to be a doctor, and it's no secret that doctors have quite a heavy workload themselves. They have loads of demands placed on them and they expect us to do so much things, maybe not at once, but they expect us to do a lot of things, and they have loads of responsibilities on them and they've got patients' lives in their hands, etc. But besides that, they've still got a life outside of work. You're gonna have to learn to strike a work-life balance when you're a doctor, and to be honest, you may as well start now in med school. It really is important to make time for things that you enjoy. As cheesy as it sounds, med school does not define you. Just because you've got loads of lectures to catch up on or loads of work to do, loads of revision to do, doesn't mean that you should sacrifice doing things you enjoy and having fun. But be wise about this. So I'm saying do these things as a treat almost. So for example, maybe you can say to yourself, after I've done X amount of revision or after I've got through so many lectures, I'm going to watch this series on Netflix. Or you can like incorporate them into allocated breaks during your revision or during your work time. So maybe do like a couple hours of work or get through a lecture and then have 15 minutes on your phone and have 15 minutes on TikTok, whatever you want to do just to chill for a little bit. So yeah, have your allocated breaks, have time to see what you enjoy, but just don't let your degree suffer at the cost of scrolling through TikTok, and that's a dig at me. Also, it's important you make time to socialise. Uni is a really social experience. It's a great time to meet loads of new people. I understand with COVID and with the pandemic, that probably hasn't been the case so much. It's not mean it's easy to meet new people, but still make the most of the opportunities that you have. So leave your room and go socialise with your flatmates, have a chill night with your flatmates, have a day out, just do what you can. Just make sure that you are interacting with people and getting some sort of social contact. Personally, for me, I really can't wait for all these restrictions to be lifted and to have some sort of normality back in life. So I'm in tier 3 at home in Manchester and in tier 3 in Nottingham, and apparently there's talks that Nottingham going to tier 4. So I just really can't wait for restaurants to be open and just for everywhere to be open and to have a good party and just to meet more new people. Yeah, I'm a really social person, so I definitely miss that side of things. But anyway, back to the point I was making. It's healthy to have a break from your work and to socialise and to do anything other than uni work and stress about med school. So yeah, there is time for fun, and no, it's not all work. There is time to do other things. You just have to learn to manage your time and have some level of self-discipline and self-control. So the next myth, some even decided to change course due to pressure. I had to Google this one because I wasn't exactly too sure about this. Obviously, with any course, there is a knowledge people are going to drop out regardless, whether in college or in uni. People will just drop out. But maybe with medicine, there's the expectation or there's a thought that maybe the dropout rates are a bit higher or there's more reasons to drop out. Yeah, like I said, I was 100% sure of this. I didn't know the figures or the reasons, so I Googled it, but didn't find the information I was looking for. So instead, I come up with some of my own reasons why this may be the case. So the first reason that I thought of is that maybe med school just wasn't what they actually expected. This could be that maybe it's a lot more challenging, or maybe they're in first year and they've not quite got the patient contacts hours that they thought they would get. And especially with COVID right now, patient contact just hasn't been possible for the best interest of everyone's safety. Like at Nottingham, we were meant to have some sort of GP placements by now, but of course that has not been possible. And then also it might be that initially you may not actually feel like you're trained to be a doctor, and to be honest, I can relate to that. I'm just saying that I kind of feel like a sixth form plus, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just how I've been feeling, because at Nottingham we've been learning the scientific basis of medicine. We've done some behavioural sciences and we've done some clinical skills and a little bit of pharmacology. I don't know what I was expecting, but maybe I thought like on the very first day of med school we'd get given a cadaver and they'd say, "Here, dissect this heart." I don't know, but I just had unrealistic expectations. And if anyone else is the same, maybe they've got unrealistic expectations because they didn't do enough research into medicine or into that course in particular. Maybe they didn't have sufficient work experience. They went in with the wrong idea of what to expect from medicine and they just came out a bit disappointed. If you are an aspiring medic, I really urge you, really encourage you to seek out some good work experience. I understand how challenging this may be right now with the current climate. There are loads of opportunities online to have virtual work experience, and that will give you some sort of insight into what being a doctor entails and what life of a doctor is like. And also, if you can, I encourage you and I advise you to get speaking to med students just to find out the challenges they face and what med school is actually like. You can always DM me. I might take a while to answer, but I will answer, and I'll happily tell you my experiences so far and how I'm finding med school. So yeah, just make sure you do your research, and in particular do research into the course at a particular med school that you're applying to. I don't know how I feel about this lighting. It's casting some weird shadows on my face. Give me a second. Another reason I thought of for dropout is that because med school is just hard. And it's not particularly the content is hard. Like, I've not really struggled to grasp what we've been taught so far, but I've struggled slightly to manage the volume of work. We are given an immense amount of work. I'm saying that, and it's only been 13 weeks. But especially when you compare it to people who are in your year but on different courses, we do get a lot of work and a lot of content. As well as learning the academic stuff and all the sciencey facts, we're also applying our knowledge to a practical basis. And there is a fair bit of pressure on you as a med student at professional pretty much from day one of university. Yes, you can still enjoy your uni experience, you can still have fun, but there is that onus on you to represent yourself and represent your med school in a respectable and acceptable manner. So some students might find that hard and find that challenging. To be honest, at times I have, but you've got to do what you got to do. A final reason why people may drop out is that maybe they realise that medicine actually isn't what they want to do. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So it could be that maybe they did do work experience, they got a false sense of hope from the work experience. Ali Abdal talks about this in the video, and if I can find the video, I'll link it below. But basically he's just saying that you don't quite get an accurate perception from your work experience. And to some extent I agree with that, because we're there maybe 6 or 8 hours a day for 5 days a week, and that's all we see of that doctor's life. And we aren't always shadowing that same doctor, moving around between just other people who work in the NHS just to get an idea of what life hospital's like. So yeah, back to the doctor, they're there for 12 hours a day. We don't see the hardships, we don't see the late nights or the struggles, the tiredness that they go through. As a student, especially as a 16 or 17-year-old doing work experience, maybe you're not getting an honest or accurate perception of what a doctor's like. So you come to med school, you find out, and maybe you're not disappointed, but it just wasn't what you're expecting. And the last one is a little bit harsh, but Maybe they just didn't have that self-discipline that was needed for medicine. Like I've said, it is a challenging and demanding course, and it's not for everyone. I just completed semester 1 of year 1, and sometimes I was thinking, can I really be bothered with this? Moving on to the next myth. Not when I'm dancing. Anyway, the next myth is you have to be smart to go to med school. Where did you hear that? Being smart probably does help, but you really don't have to be the most intelligent person. You should be hardworking and determined, and you should be passionate about what you're doing and about medicine, about wanting to help people, about science, etc. Being smart is not the only important thing when it comes to applying to medicine or being a med student or being a doctor. So one of my favourite quotes is, hard work beats talent where talent does not work hard. And that is so true, because natural intelligence can only take you so far. Your hard work and determination will take you the rest of the way. Being a doctor as well isn't just about how smart you are, and that's probably one of the reasons why I get interviewed. What's your personality like? Are you empathetic? Are you compassionate? Are you a good listener? Do you have the essential skills of being a doctor? That's what really matters. Are you good with people? Like I said before, are you passionate about what you're doing and about the career you're about to have? So to summarise, you do need some intelligence, but that's not the most important trait. So next myth, you just have to pass your formatives. Passing does help. That shows you've at least got the minimum knowledge required, but honestly, you shouldn't let that be all that you go by. You're going to be a doctor and you're going to go into a profession where people are essentially going to be trusting you with their lives. So you need to make sure that you are competent in your knowledge, your skill, and so your diagnosis. So yeah, passing is good, but make sure that you're doing enough work that's going to allow you to have sufficient knowledge. No one wants a doctor who's clueless. Next myth, there's a lot of work. Yes, everybody is competitive. It's not bad competition. Like, it's not as if people are envious of each other. I'd say it's more the way you don't want to be the only one who's behind or the one who fails. Generally though, everyone is really nice. People always do help others in the group chat, like when they're struggling with revision, or when they don't understand something, or they share the notes, or we let each other know when medsoc teaching's happening or anything we can benefit from. So yeah, people are really nice. It's not nasty competition at all. No one is like, I'm not gonna tell you this or you fail or anything like that. I'd say that I'm competitive with myself because I never want to let myself down, and I always want to do better than my last performance. So as far as competition is concerned for me, that's pretty much how I view it. But this person's asking, does med school count? Oh no, I'll try that again. This person is asking, does first year count? Again, I'm no expert, I'm no exams officer, but I imagine yes, it does count. And it counts in the sense you have to pass your exams, so then that shows you've got the minimum knowledge required. And if you don't pass, you can't progress second year, so you can't carry on your medical training. I don't know how else to say that. So my answer to that is short and sweet, and yes, first year does count for medicine. Med school is a lot easier than A-levels. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, hun, but that is 100% a myth. They are all bad neeks. I know who wrote that one, but I'd say 99% of the time, no, actually 99.9% of the time, yeah, we pretty much are. We have no other choice but to be a neek. Finally, the last myth. Ones called Uwa are cool. That's definitely a myth. Thank you, Isabel, for that one. So that's, oh my god, I need to stop saying so. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I quite enjoyed filming that, you know, something different other than giving you advice. Although I kind of was giving you advice in that video. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and probably the next video I post, depends if this one's out, I'll probably be back in Nottingham. I hope 2021 is a fantastic year for all of you and you all achieve something great. As always, thank you guys for your support, and I'll see you in my next video.